Hey everybody, it's Lisa from the Silver Farmhouse coming to you with a pre-recorded video, guys. We are going to use 2 of the Dollar Tree white plastic strainers today. And we are going to make a pumpkin. Guys, we are going to make an amazing pumpkin using the Dollar Tree strainers. Now listen, I'm doing them a little different. You could take the easy way out and just plop 2 of these together and make a pumpkin. You could take the easy way out, but I'm not going to take the easy way out. Wait until you see how we're going to create these. So what you're going to need to do is you're going to need to get a pair of wire cutters. Wire cutters, scissors will not work. I tried scissors. What we want to do is, I already have this started, so we're not on here forever. What we want to do is we want to snip. You see, I'm snipping the strainer. I'm cutting the strainer right at the first mark. Now I'm going to tell you, the best way to do it is to flip your wire cutters upside down, okay? Normal side would be where the indented side is. I'm going upside down. And then what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to snip very close to the rim. As close as you could get to this rim. Because if you go too high, you're going to start cracking all your little pickets on here. So I'm just snipping. You see where I'm snipping? And I'm just going to snip. So you just snip. Voila, snip. If you crack a few, don't worry about it. It doesn't matter. But I'm just going to take my wire cutters and I'm going to snip, snip, snip. And it's real easy, guys. It doesn't take that long to snip these off. I already did most of it. So we weren't on here. But you see, you still have some little prongs left on here. But snip as close as you can get. Save this because I'm trying to come up with an idea for this. Then what you want to do is you're going to need to go in and snip all your little, see all the little pickets sticking up here? They have all the little pickets sticking up. You're going to want to snip these off. So you just take your wire cutters and you go in and they fly everywhere. They fly everywhere, but you just want to snip them off to the base. You're going to say, why can't we just do this step on the first step? Because you're going to end up cracking all your pickets. You're going to end up cracking all of your mesh basket here. But you see what I'm doing? I'm just going, there we go. I'm just going and snipping them all off. So you want to do this around the entire thing. And you need to do 2 of these. We need 2 of these and it doesn't take long. Do you see how fast you could snip them? I'd suggest for you to do them outside or over a garbage can because they are flying everywhere. But you're going to want to go through, snip it all off even. I already have 2 done. I already have 2 done. So you see how they're nice and even. They're not perfectly even. There's a little bit sticking up, but it's not all those big, it looks like a picket fence. It's not all the big picket fence pieces. Now you could do this 2 ways. You can either spray paint your pieces separately now, like this. You can take your spray paint, whatever color you want to use. Today we're going to work with Satin Cinnamon. I don't know if Rust-Oleum sells this anymore, but you can use any kind of orange, cream, gray, black, whatever color you want to paint your pumpkins. You could paint this side and then flip them over and paint the inside, or you could put it all together first and then spray paint it. Whatever you want to do is going to be up to you. I found doing them separately and spray painting them worked the best, but I want to show you guys how to put this together so you could do it either way. So you're just going to lay one bowl on top of the other. Then you need zip ties. These are small little zip ties. I got them at Walmart. Doesn't matter what color you get because you're going to paint them with your pumpkin anyways. You're going to paint them. So you're going to take your zip tie and you're going to put it through one basket and up through the other. And then you're going to zip tie it. And I'm using black just so I could show you. Because if I used white, it might be a little hard for you to see. You just put it through one basket and then up through the other. Now we're going to do a couple of these around the outside. You may have to work with your basket a little bit because they start to move. It starts to move on you. You just got to finagle with it. I'm going to put probably about 6 or 7 going around my basket. If you do the technique where you're going to paint them before you put them together, you're going to have to go back over and spray paint just your zip ties once you put them on. You will have to go over and give it like a quick little spray on the zip ties. But I just did that with mine and it doesn't take very long to do or dry. So just keep adding your zip ties. Your basket may go in a little bit. It may come out a little bit. But guys, once it's all painted up, you don't even notice it. You don't even notice it. It's not going to sit perfectly on top of the other one. But you do not notice it. So I'm just going through and I'm putting my zip ties on. Use as many as you feel comfortable using. I felt like 6 or 7 was a good amount to hold it together nicely. And you just go through the bottom one and up through the top one. And pull your zip tie. We're going to put one more on. We're going to put one more on, and the last one seems to be the hardest one to get in. So what I like to do is I bend the end. I just bend the end, and then it kind of goes through a lot easier. I'm going to say it does. Watch. The last one's the hardest because your basket is already all zip tied together. You can't finagle anything. I mean, I could stop here if I wanted to, but I'm going to get this one on. I'm going to get this one on. I'm just going to keep bending it till, like, there we go. I got it to come through. You just have to bend the tip and they come through. So I have my basket. You see, it might be popping out a little bit here, but guys, once it's all painted, you don't really notice any of that. Then you take your wire cutters and cut off all your tails on your basket. I just found painting this inside was easier when it was apart, but you can paint the inside once it's together, because now what we're going to do, and your pumpkin cute's coming out cute. Now what we need to do is we need to cut a hole in the back. We're going to cut a hole in the back because we need to get a candle or lights in here, guys. A candle or lights. So I'm going to do the same process that I did to cut the basket off the rim, but I'm going to show you. I'm going to cut one row under the top one. I'll hold it up and show you. You're cutting the same way. You're just going to snip your little bars. Don't worry if you crack one. It's okay. So, see, I cut underneath. Well, it was hard to see, but this is the first bar on the bottom bowl. Whoops, and I just broke it, but that's okay. You know what? If you do what I do, you could just cut your entire hole out right now, which is probably what I'm going to do, but I'll show you. You don't have to. You could just cut the first bar, under the first bar, unless you just do what I do. And cut your hole. I just did 3 of these, guys, and I did not do this to any of them except for on this live. So I'm just going to cut this one. I'm going to cut this one all the way out. But I'll show you what I'm talking about by cutting the first bar and not the entire thing. But you could cut the entire thing. It doesn't matter. Now I'm going to go down and snip pickets along the side of my bowl, right above the bottom one. So I just went down a side and I left the bottom one. We're going to leave a full bottom one on there. I feel like I have something on my sleeve, but I don't. And then I'm going to go across and do the same thing. You just want to create an opening. It doesn't matter how you create your opening. Just create an opening to get some lights or a candle in. And now I'm going to go up. I'm going to go back up. I'm going to snip my little bars and show you that I just cut like a little square out. If you happen to do what I do, it still works. If you happen to cut too much and the top comes off, it still works. But do you see what I did? But I'm going to show you on the finished one here that we're going to work with. I left that top bar on. You see it? You don't have to. It still works without it. But you need an access point to put some lights in. So after you have this all put together, you could spray it, and you could still spray the inside because you have that little hole now. But I found it easier to spray them before you put them together. But I wanted to show you how to put them together and show you could do it either way. Either way will work. Either way will work. But if you're going to put them together, after you spray them, you're going to need to touch up your zip ties and where you cut with just a little couple sprays of spray paint. But guys, this one is spray painted with the Satin Cinnamon that I don't know if they sell anymore. It's still a little wet because I sprayed my zip ties. But now what we're going to do is we're just going to decorate the top up real quick. Wait until you see how cute this. And stick with me because I got a little surprise on the end. So I went out and I cut a big thick tree branch down. The tree was actually broken off and the stem was still sticking up, so it was a perfect size. So I cut a piece of the tree off out in our woods over here, and I'm going to add some hot glue making sure it was the right way. The top center, I'm going to add it. I'm going to stick my stick on. Now you see, you want to make sure your hole is on the bottom. That's why I just wanted to make sure my hole was on the bottom and it wasn't on the top, because then I was gluing it upside down. Then you're going to take some Spanish moss and we're going to put it around the top. We're going to put some Spanish moss right around the top. I'm just going to add a little bit of glue, a couple little drizzles of glue, and I'm going to wrap my Spanish moss right around the top here. And I'm going to give it a cute little hang tag. I'm going to give it a cute little hang tag. Oh, you look how cute. Guys, look how cute. And I put my hang tag in my pocket, I thought. I did, because it fell on the floor. So I picked it up so it didn't blow away. My little hang tag says pumpkins. Just take a hang tag and write on it with little pumpkins. And I'm going to show you at the end what it looks like and show you 2 different things you can put inside. You can either put a candle, a small either tea light or a votive battery operated candle inside. Do battery operated, don't do real, because you will burn your pumpkin. We're gonna flip this around this way. So we got our cute little pumpkin. Guys, look how cute this is. Look how adorable this came out. And it's not that hard to do. Now this is, I ordered this off Amazon. It is a solar votive. It's a solar votive, and it will work if it was dark out. If it was dark out, it would work. But it's not going to work right now because it's not dark out. But I just had it working in the house, but it's not going to work out here. It's too bright out here. So you could put a votive. You could put just a votive in there if you want to just stick a votive inside your pumpkin. Or you can add some Spanish moss and add your votive. And I'm going to show you what I just did here. I took, look guys, a rusty pumpkin. I rusted one up too. But will you look how beautiful it looks with the lights in it? I know it's bright out here. But these are just battery operated fairy lights. The little wire fairy lights. I don't even know where I got these from. I have them up in my craft room. I put a little Spanish moss in the center of this one just so I can hide the battery pack, because there's a battery pack in it. And these are only 18. It's an 18 count of fairy lights is what I have in here. But do you see how beautiful this looks? And it's going to look so beautiful glowing at night. And then you can grab your battery pack out of your back and change your batteries when you need to. So that's why I needed the hole, so we could put some lights in it. And I just put a little Spanish moss in it just to hide the battery pack. Just to hide the battery pack. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this quick little way you can make a pumpkin using the Dollar Tree white strainers. You're going to need 2. Remember, 2, and you can create some amazing pumpkins. Guys, you can paint them any color you want. I'm going to make a cream one. This one's going to be cream. This one's going to be cream. And the rusty one. Will you look? I did the rusting technique on the rusty pumpkin. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this quick video. If you know anybody who might like to make one of these, feel free to spread the love of the Silver Farmhouse. And I thank you guys for watching.